And one. Hey, everyone. Welcome to West New York Brews. My name is Scott. I'm a home brewer just outside of Buffalo, New York. It's Brian and Scott together again because he was in Disney last week. And I held down the fort adequately, but not well. So it's nice to have the team back together, as it were. And I want to remind you, this is what I was teasing Brian, teasing you about, really. We have the second podcast feed for the Buffalo Beer Buzz. So I'm going to post this in both feeds, but very soon we're going to be posting it only in the Buffalo Beer Buzz feed. So make sure that you go and subscribe to the Buffalo Beer Buzz wherever you find your podcasts so that you get this. And then hopefully once we break out, probably, April or May, probably when we do that, when we break out into two, then maybe we can start booking some more people to talk on this one. Some local brewers with their information. Oop, I think I might have lost Brian. He froze. Oop, he unfroze. But he's still just nodding.
No, I'm
okay.
sitting here listening to your dulcet tones.
If you haven't supported, if you haven't rated and reviewed, oh my goodness, rated and reviewed. Is that the word? If you have not yet rated the podcast, please do. Please rate the podcast wherever you listen to it. And do your shopping through Amazon, just like we always tell you. And then the call to action this week, don't worry about both of those. What I want you to do this week is go subscribe to the Buffalo Beer Buzz. It should be on all the podcatchers by now, because it's been about 2 weeks since I created the link. So go check it out. Go subscribe. Or Brian, are you checking that? Is that what's going on?
I am. I'm looking it up right now on Spotify.
Do that. Let's do that, and I'll play the theme song. We'll come back, talk about what we're drinking. All right, Brian, what's the verdict? Is it on Spotify?
It is on Spotify officially.
Perfect.
I just click the follow button, so I am officially following.
Good. All right, what are you drinking?
Oh, I am drinking a Buffalo Brewing Simon Pure. I like how I'm squaring it up for the camera, but no one can see this except for you.
We'll talk about that too. I think I want to put the new feed. I want to put on YouTube too. So
I like that idea. Scott,
let me tell you.
I don't think I told this to you, but let me tell you a very quick story. So, a friend of mine, my wife's best friend, her fiance, is just getting into craft beer, and he listens to our podcast.
Ooh.
And we talk about craft beer whenever we're together. We drink a lot of craft beer, but he's just getting into writing beer reviews and like formulating tasting notes, that kind of stuff. And he was telling me the other day, he's like, oh, when are you guys going to do more YouTube stuff? Because he was watching with his young daughter, and she said it was something that we had done, maybe like an interview. I don't remember exactly what it was, but of me and you on YouTube. And he said that his daughter told him that, she was all excited that Uncle Brian was on the TV.
Ooh,
and I thought that was pretty funny. And I couldn't remember if I had told you that, but I thought that was a cute little story and another reason we should be doing more YouTube content.
Right. Absolutely. That new feed. I think we should start doing it where you can see that I'm opening a beer right now.
Oh, I'm watching.
Yep. From Hamburg.
Oh, look at this. Classic.
The Irish Red from Hamburg in a resurgence glass. So that's not canonical. That's not the word I was looking for.
Now, have you had that? Is this your first one of this, or have you had this before? The new batch?
This batch, this is not my first one of this batch. It's great. It's
okay.
Well, here, you can see the color. It's
looks
clear,
great.
Dark copper. It's a little roasty, nice and dry, like a traditional Irish Red.
Yeah, I have not had it this year. Obviously, we're getting into St. Patrick's Day, Patrick's season, as I'm sure you're well aware. And
tomorrow's our first gig of the season.
You're playing. I was just reading about that. The Great Guinness Toast, right, at the Irish Center?
Great Guinness Toast.
Yeah, I was just reading about that today.
Oh, excellent! Yep, we will be there along with, I think, 6 other bands.
That's awesome.
So you will be too, of course, right?
Of course, you know it.
All right, what were you going to say about the Irish Red though?
Oh yeah, so I assume it's good because it's one
It
of
is.
if not the best beer that Hamburg Brewing makes. But I haven't heard much about this year's version.
Um, yeah, I don't remember as much of a roasty note in previous years because it's a very dry finish and a little bit more of a roast flavor. Like when I drank it, like, oh, that's more than normal. Um, not as sweet malty, but very malt forward. But again, not sweet, just grainy, bready, roasty.
But
It's a good one.
still with that backbone of caramel and toffee.
Yeah, like I said, not much sweetness to it. I just realized I had a Rubik's Cube behind me, and if we're gonna be on YouTube, gotta make sure that it's solved. Can't have an unsolved Rubik cubes behind me.
So do you mean that you'll solve it just to be on camera, or you'll solve it while we're recording the podcast on camera? Because that would be something.
Let's do both.
Wow, you heard it here first, folks. When you watch us on YouTube, Scott will solve Rubik's cubes during the podcast.
How do you feel about how you look tonight? Something about the way you look tonight, Brian. Like,
Wow.
I can take this recording and throw it on YouTube afterwards. Let's do that.
I put a shirt on, so my hair's not done. I look a fright, but I do.
Normally, Brian does this shirtless.
I do. The way I'm framing this, you're right. That does sound pretty bad.
Shirts and skins is typically how we go.
Yeah, that's how. If you're wondering how Scott and I record this podcast, that's exactly how we do it on a weekly basis.
So I do appreciate that you put on a shirt today.
just for you, Scott.
Is it my turn?
Yeah.
The thing I wanted to start with this week was the two things happening this weekend. Of course, the Celebrate West New York Craft Beer at Keenan Wine and Beer Bash. The 2026 Keenan Wine and Beer Bash is coming to the Keenan Center Arena on February 21st from 4 to 7 p.m. We talked about this a couple of weeks ago as well, if you follow along. The event will feature samplings from local craft breweries, wineries, distilleries, cideries, and restaurants, along with live music from the Uptown Groove, food, and more. This year's event is being held in partnership with the Tap and Craft Festival, with the wine garden presented by the Lock Tender. General admission tickets are $45. VIP tickets are $65, which includes premier parking, an extra hour of tasting, exclusive wine and beer samples, a free blaster ball, and more. You can purchase tickets here, which you can always follow the link at buffalobeerbuzz.com or buffalobeerleague.com. They'll both take you to it. But this is not too long of one. If you go to NiagaraFallsUSA.com and then go to their events calendar, you can purchase tickets there. I don't know. Is this, I think I might have asked this question when we talked about it last time too. Is this the first time this is happening? Or has this happened before?
No, I think this is if memory serves, which it normally doesn't, this is the second or third of this event, because I believe that before it was the Keenan Wine and Beer Bash, it was something else.
Okay.
If I remember correctly. If you go to buffalobeerleague.com, do a quick search, you'll find that out. But
man, we just talked about that too. It's a really good search engine. Just type it in the search bar and it will come up. All right. The other thing happening this weekend is the Brewski at Knox Farm Saturday from 42 North, returning to Knox Farm. Let me begin reading. Here we go. 42 North will host the 2026 Brewski on February 21st at Knox Farm State Park. Participants will traverse a 2-mile course while sampling some of 42 North's latest craft creations along the way. You'll receive 5 beer samples, a complimentary beer at the brewery, and commemorative tasting mug. Additionally, Brewski will feature a number of regional vendors offering demo equipment. Following the event, 42 North will host a post party from 4 to 7 p.m. with live music by the Blues Faces. A portion of ticket proceeds benefits the Friends of Knox Farm State Park for their continued maintenance and improvements to the park. Tickets are only $25 and can be purchased at 42 North or at a really long URL that I'm not gonna read out. But once again, go to buffalobeerleague.com, click on the Beer Buzz, which you should do every Wednesday anyway, and go click that link.
So as you were reading this, Scott, I did just that. I did click that link, and I come to find out. So I read about this event. I wrote about Brewski, and it's sold out.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
never mind.
Tickets for the 2026 Brewski are sold out. Thank you for your support of this event. Now, this event normally sells out every year, and but at the time when I wrote this, it wasn't sold out, so it must have just recently sold out.
So, can you still show up and buy tickets? That's a good question. I don't know that. I don't know the answer to that.
I don't know the answer to that question, but I assume if it's sold out, it means it's sold out.
I guess, right?
You know,
I don't know. Show up. don't tell them we sent you, though.
Yeah, do not mention our names when you're at the door.
All right, Rubik's Cube done. Going back on the
look
shelf.
at this guy. I can't. I watched him do it, folks. Yeah, I know if you're listening to this right now, maybe you're not watching, but it did happen. He did solve it.
Check it out on YouTube. You can see the beer.
Oh, I do like the sound of that. I don't have a fancy glass like Scott, even though he's drinking Hamburg out of a Resurgent glass. I'm just drinking out of a can like a schmuck.
Yep.
Whoa.
Oh, sorry. I can't wait to see that.
What on earth is that? What?
So people listening, I was looking to see what other glasses I had behind my computer, and I moved it down, forgetting that, of course, the camera was on the laptop there.
That was something.
Yep. All right. Before we get to the two sadder things,
Boo.
I know. Let's get to First Line and Summit Center team up on a new beer. First Line Brewing and Summit Center are releasing a new beer in honor of Autism Acceptance Month. Foundations, a dry hopped American lager brewed for a good cause. Foundations features a light body and notes of berry and citrus from Strata hops. During Autism Acceptance Month, a portion of the proceeds will be donated to the Summit Center to provide support for individuals with autism. Foundation's 4-packs are $16 each and will be available for pickup April 1st through the 18th at First Line. You can pre-order here, long link again, until March 8th. forums.monday.com/forums/ about 3 dozen characters that I'm not going to read out. So you know the drill. You know what? I'll put it in the I tend to put it in the show notes through your podcast reader. So if you're on your phone, you can just open up the notes. I don't know if you've ever noticed that in the episode and click on it there. And I'll put it in the description on YouTube, or you can find it at buffalobeerleague.com.
Yeah, so for Foundations, this is something my buddy Russ, who I've talked about a number of times on the podcast, head brewer over at First Line, he had told me about this a little while ago, and then the Summit Center went and announced it. So I don't have much to add other than what I have written here, but I do have, I am talking to Russ either this weekend or early next about this. So look at buffalobeerleague.com for a full feature on Foundations coming soon.
All right. I realized if we're going to be sharing this online, I should also be putting up my screen as I'm reading it so people can see it. So let's do that. We will present, share screen, Beer Buzz share. All right.
Fancy.
So we have the Johnson's Landing joins Saberhood Bar Network. Johnson's Landing has been named as one of 10 bars and restaurants around West New York in the Saberhood Bar Network, which will show Buffalo Sabres games on TVs around the brewery with volume. That's a big deal at the end there.
It is.
Each participating bar will receive T-shirts, tickets, and beer Sabres while supplies last to give away during games throughout the final 2 months of the season. The brewery will also host a watch party, which will include sweepstakes, alumni appearances, giveaways, and more on Saturday, March 21st at 4 p.m. when the Sabres take on the Los Angeles Kings. That's pretty cool. And right down the street, Southtowns. Let's go.
Yeah, I thought this was kind of a cool thing, which is why I wanted to include it in the Beer Buzz this week. The Sabres are back. They seem to be a real thing until they inevitably break our hearts again, but that's neither here nor there. But I mean, like you had pointed out just a few seconds ago, Scott, that it's a big deal that a place would show the game with the sound on.
Yeah.
Like obviously back in our day when Rick Jenneret was announcing, that would be even more of a deal, but more of a big deal, I should say. But this is still pretty cool that if you go to Johnson's Landing, and if you've been there, if you sit at the bar, as soon as you walk into Johnson's Landing on the first floor, if you sit at the bar It's a nice bar. There's TVs all over the place. I've watched Sabres games there before, but it'd be cool to just sit at the bar, drink a Johnson's Landing beer, and watch the game with the sound on.
And there's a large projection screen
Yeah.
right by the bar too. Yeah, if you haven't been to Johnson's Landing, consider this a great excuse to get out there on Bach's birthday, March 21st.
Real quick Johnson's Landing story. The last time I went there, I went with Scott and our wives. We went and watched a Sabres game, and we were sitting at the bar on the side with the projection screen. And I'm sitting there drinking a beer, and I go lean into Scott, and I'm like, Scott, why are all of these people at the other side of the bar staring at us? He goes, dude, and honestly, this is how oblivious I am. He goes, dude, just turn around. And I turned around, funny. And of course, I'm sitting right in front of the projection screen. I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense now.
Yep, I was doing shadow puppets because that's what you should do. So there's sad stories left. We have start with One-Eyed Cat Craft House announces closure, formerly known as One-Eyed Cat Brewing. I feel like that wasn't that long ago where they switched from brewing their own to being a craft house. And now they're saying that they're closing their doors. Here, I'll read it. Sorry. One-Eyed Cat Craft House, formerly known as One-Eyed Cat Brewing, has announced its closure after 4 years. After 4 incredible years, it's time, OEC said. And to everyone who packed the bar, summer nights, winter storms, and everything in between, thank you. The brewery will be throwing one last bash this weekend with a special guest bartender and drink specials on Friday night. They will also be open on Saturday until 10 p.m. Early last year, they stopped brewing and shifted focus to serving local beer on tap and craft cocktails made with local spirits and food from Pork Belly's Barbecue. So sad news.
Yeah, so I when I was writing this, Scott, I did a little bit of research, and I believe it was 13 months ago, January 2025.
All right.
Is when they transitioned to One-Eyed Cat Craft House. And it's been a while. It's been a while since they've stopped brewing, obviously, and it has been a while since I had been in there. To be honest, I don't think I had been back. I think I was there once, maybe when it was One-Eyed Cat Craft House, maybe twice. Again, my memory is terrible, but not as many. I hadn't gone in there as much after they stopped being a brewery. And but still sad to see a local place close their doors. We have a lot of friends that have been in and out of their work for their it's a bummer to see these guys close.
Agreed. 4 years ago, I played their grand opening party.
And also, if you remember, we recorded a podcast with them back before they opened in that space.
Yeah, that was a fun time.
Yeah, that was a really, really fun podcast. I was actually just looking back on photos and videos I had taken from that night. Go back, go to buffalobeerleague.com, click on the WNY Brews tab, search for our podcast with Patrick and Brian of One-Eyed Cat Brewing. And we recorded it at the bar before the bar was even finished. We recorded it at the bar in the tap room there. And it was a fun little podcast with those guys back then.
So I just typed One-Eyed Cat into the search bar, and all of the mentions of One-Eyed Cat are coming up. But if we do podcast, One-Eyed Cat podcast, it should bring up.
There it is.
Yep. One-Eyed Cat update, new location. We can't wait to join them. There's a picture from that day. Ah, look at us.
I love that picture.
Right there in the corner here. All right. And yeah, you can listen to it from November 14th of 2021. Yep. All right. Which brings us to the other sad news, of course, being Steel Leaf closing their doors as well. There it is right there. You can see the picture. Steel Leaf Brewing has announced plans to close its doors at the end of this month. The brewery, located at 1488 Hurdle Avenue, will close on February 28th and have numerous specials planned. After much reflection and long conversation with family and friends, we've made the decision to close Steel Leaf Brewing Company, the brewery said. The current climate has shifted in ways that make continuing forward no longer the right path for our family. This decision was not made lightly. It comes with heavy hearts, but also with deep gratitude. Steel Leaf opened back in 2022 in Williamsville at the Eastern Hills Mall before moving to their current location on Hurdle. So yeah, 2 sad brewery closings. Oops, excuse me.
Yeah, I was especially bummed about this one. Really sad about this one. This one really hit me hard. I was sitting in our room down in Disney, at the Pop Century Resort,
Mhm.
and when I was just flipping through, I think we had just gotten done eating in the room, and I was flipping through Instagram, and I saw this post, and this one hit me hard too, because not only is Jeff Pitts, the owner, Steel Leaf owner, a friend of mine, a friend of ours. They had been doing, I had thought they were doing well for themselves. We just talked about their Never Ever series, or Never Again series, the limited edition beer series they were doing. We just talked about that a couple weeks ago, and I literally was just texting Jeff about that series. Their first two flavors in that beer series, they sold out in one day of each beer. 2 straight weeks, they
Man.
sold out each beer. And I texted him right away. I grabbed my phone when I was looking at this, and I texted him right away. I'm like, dude, tell me this is a joke. I'm like, how can this be? We just talked about this. We just talked about that. And it pretty much exactly summed up perfectly right there in that quote that they had put on social media, that it was too much. Jeff said, he was working a lot for very little return, and the way the way the beer scene locally has shifted, the climate has shifted. Um, it's tough. And I think the thing that gets me the most is, in this one article, in this 1 week of the Buffalo Beer Buzz, I wrote about 2 closures.
Yep.
And it's just tough because it hits me hard because more are coming. You know what I mean? And I think that's the most depressing point to me.
I mean, yeah. Drinking an Irish Red from Hamburg, who now brews Flying Bison's beer. It feels like we're talking about a bunch.
Yeah, and trust me, if you're listening, watching this, the last thing I want to be doing is reporting on closings. I want to report on openings. Like when we were all on the ascent in the craft beer scene, everything's all fun and games, and now things have kind of plateaued, things have kind of leveled, and now you're seeing stuff like this, and it just really sucks. I mean, not to mince words, it really sucks.
Yeah. I'm looking at the brewery list, which you can find at buffalobeerleague.com here. See it here. The breweries.
Scott, now real quick, do you think I should update that header photo, because that's from Flying Bison, which is no longer open?
Yeah, good point. No.
Fair enough.
Do you take them off of here when they're no longer open?
Yeah, I do. There are some that I haven't, because, like, say, I'm pretty sure I left Flying Bison on there, even though they don't have a tap room. The brand still exists.
Yep,
You know
and
what
it
I mean?
says no tap room. Yep, look at that.
Or like Froth just recently closed, and I'm fairly certain I left them on the list. They no longer have a tap room, but the brand still exists.
All right. And these are all links, by the way, for people who have never been here before. Click on the link to Hamburg Brewing, it takes you to Hamburg Brewing. Click on the link to Johnson's Landing, it takes you to their Facebook page, for example. Pressure Drop Brewing, no tap room. Yep, look at that there.
I know.
All right, the other event coming up soon, Brian, is the Brewers Invitational, and I think you have a longer form article about it on the website.
I do. I actually just posted that yesterday.
Excellent. Yep. So, Brewers Invitational at New York Beer Project Beer Lodge in Orchard Park. That's next weekend, February 28th, from 2 to 5 p.m. Afterwards, you can come out to the East Eden Tavern and see yours truly playing guitar and singing some music at 6 p.m. You can do both. You should do both. Tickets are $50, and then go ahead.
Are you going to be solo, Scott, or is it a band?
Solo, Scott.
Okay.
Yep. Tomorrow. Oh, all right, people listening. Friday, the Great Guinness Toast at the Buffalo Irish Center. I'll come back to that. Let me finish this. Sorry. Tickets are $50 at the Invitational, the Brewers Invitational. They include a commemorative tasting glass, a $5 food voucher, and access to over 50 brews and 30 local breweries, cideries, and meaderies. Event organizers say that they are expecting the most breweries ever at the 2026 Invitational. And for the first time ever, the event will be celebrating the creativity happening in West New York and Rochester's thriving craft beer scene by inviting guests to vote for the most innovative and delicious beer.
Wow.
The brewery with the most votes will be the winner of the most coveted Brewers Invitational Cup. I will say that sentences like that only work if they're written well enough where I can predict the next word well. So it's a well written sentence. Otherwise, I would have tripped over it.
Fair enough.
Yep. Because anytime I trip over a sentence, it's not my fault. Guests will receive, that was sarcasm for people who don't know my sense of humor. Guests will receive a commemorative 2026 Brewers Invitational glass, a gift card for New York Beer Project's Gastropub menu, and access to creative craft beers and one-offs not available anywhere else. Mingle with brewers, probably the best part of the event, right? Is seeing people again.
Yeah.
Brewery owners and fellow beer lovers at this small, intimate celebration of the creativity in craft in West New York. You can purchase tickets. Here, it's an Eventbrite, so go to buffalobeerleague.com or check the show notes. I don't know. Anything else, Brian? What's going on?
About the Brewers Invitational, I will add, I'm really looking forward to this event. It'll be the first time that me personally, the Buffalo Beer League, in some form or fashion, we've been to every single one of these. But this will be my first time in maybe 3 years that I'll be able to attend this event. So I'm really, really looking forward to it. And stay tuned to our social media channels. I'll mention real quick. Follow us on social media. We are on everything you can imagine. Facebook.com/The Buffalo Beer League, X @Buff Beer League, and @Buffalo Beer League, all spelled out properly, on Instagram, Threads, and Untapped, because I'm fairly certain we will have a ticket giveaway for the Brewers Invitational coming probably early next week. I just have to confirm some details, but that should be coming early next week to our social channels.
All right. Let me tell you about the Great Guinness Toast then. Here we are. I'm on Facebook. Tomorrow, 5 p.m. at the Buffalo Irish Center is the Guinness Toast. Happens yearly. Friday, February 20th from 5 to 10 p.m. Admission is $10. And that goes to the Irish Center, to the Irish Cultural Center, because we are not making any money playing it. And I don't think any of the bands are. We're all donating our time for the sake of the Irish Center. And can't wait to see people tomorrow night and kind of kick off the high holy season of Irish music. 6 bands. Live music by Crickwater, the Blarney Bunch, Almost Seamus, 3 Parts Whiskey, Kevin Flanagan, and Jerry Dixon. And then traditional Irish dance by Rinkin and Tierna. Oh, and of course, the Erie County Sheriff's Pipes and Drums. Whew, good times. All right. I know where I'm going to be tomorrow, Brian.
I need to see Almost Seamus live. Now, on this list, I've seen Crickwater and Kevin Flanagan. I've seen them live. Now I need to see your band live, and I need to see what all this buzz is about.
I'll show you.
I mean, it's literally the outro music to this podcast, and I have not seen you guys live. But then again, I've never seen the
Kilt for tomorrow.
Oh, look at this!
Oh no, I know. I'm excited.
Breaking news.
Yep, new Kilt. That brings the total Kilt count to 4.
Wow, look at you!
You got to have some kilts. You got to have different tartans for different occasions.
Now, Scott, let me ask you this.
Yep.
And if this is too intimate a question, I apologize.
Can't wait. I think I know where we're going here.
Hold on. Okay, wait, hold on. Now I have two-part question here. So you wear the skirt.
Yeah.
Question 1. What do you wear underneath? Question 2. Do you manicure the leg hair at all?
Okay. First question, yes, things get worn underneath because people get handsy, especially when there's a couple of these things happening.
Okay.
You can't trust people at Irish gigs.
Oh, wow.
Yep. Because they don't just ask like what's under there. They grab and ask, what do you got under there?
Oh, man.
So yeah. Just some undergarments is good. I prefer the boxer briefs.
Understood.
And I try to get a matching color just in case. But then grooming, nope. The leg hair stays as is.
I was curious about that. Okay.
Underwhelming is what it is. The entire experience. So yeah, want to go out with the Rearview Ramblers? I'm sorry. Let's go out with the Almost Seamus Old First War closing. All right, and cheers to everyone. Comment on Facebook. Can't wait to see your comments. this would be a new thing.
And in that glass there was a
Cheers.
beer.
Cheers.
A rare beer and a rattling beer. And the beer in the glass and the glass in the hand and the hand and the arm and the arm and the man and the man and the bar and the bar and the ward and the old first ward in Buffalo. Hey, oh, the old first ward in Buffalo. There ward, the old first ward in Buffalo. In that beer there was some foam, rare foam and a rattling foam, and the foam and the beer and the beer and the glass and the glass and the hand and the hand and the arm and the arm and the man and the man and the bar and the bar and the ward and the old first ward in Buffalo. Hey, oh, the old first ward in Buffalo. Rare ward, the old first ward in Buffalo. And in that foam there was a shamrock, a rare shamrock and a rattling shamrock. And the shamrock and the foam on the beer and the beer and the glass and the glass and the hand and the hand and the arm on the man and the man and the bar and the ward and the old first ward in Buffalo. Hey, oh, the old first